Good afternoon, this is Jeff at Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 15470 Southwest Woodwind Court here in Beaverton. I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front of the home. We are just to the left of the doorway. It's kind of hard to see, but there's the door right there. Just to the left here, you have this little, it's like a foundation vent of sorts with a little, it's just kind of encased in here with some wood boards. Anyhow, we're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We're going to zero the foot counter out here at the base of the clean out. Off we go. Just transition there to 30-34 4-inch pipe. Alright, located the camera head successfully. Line terminates out in the street. It's very easy to tell where the line terminates. One, it ties right into the manhole. Two, there is a obvious repair patch there, which I kind of suspected it may have been the case on this one. There is a little bit of standing water in the line. Line is fully drained at this point here. So you've got some standing water here that dissipates off just before the main lateral connection, right around 58 feet. And my immediate opinion on that thing going through, even with water still running, was that the water level was quite minor. That's what with water current. Oh, that was a very short-lived little spot. I think we have another section of standing water. That's from about, that right there is like from 57 to 58 feet. You've got maybe like a 1/16 inch of water. I mean, it's super tiny. Yeah, that water line doesn't even hit the base of my camera lens. And I think we have a little bit more closer, and I noticed right around where we had some grease buildup. As you can see, this part of the line here is very clean. And standing water will always exaggerate grease buildup because grease tends to concentrate in those areas when it hits standing water. It rapidly cools down. It also floats to the top of the water and kind of sticks to the sidewalls. But we'll see here. So far, by and large, this thing is drained off almost completely. There may have been some toilet paper or something up ahead originally. At first, it looked like there was going to be a little bit. Yeah, there's a tiny little bit right here. You can see how there's grease right here, even though that standing water right now is at the top of the pipe. I mean, it's almost non-existent. That's like a 1/16, 32nd of an inch. It's hardly even worth mentioning. You've got, looks like, and I'm going to do a little bit of reviewing of this video at home. I've got some nasty sun glare behind me right now, or with sun hitting behind me that's just putting some glare on my screen. You click, you've got some cave stalactites growing in there. I'll take a close look at that when I get home just to help verify what the heck I'm looking at there. It's hard to tell what that is right now with the sun glare I've got. There's some little things hanging down that almost look like little cobwebs. Anyway, from just a flow standpoint though, again, right now, top of the pipe here is at the bottom of the screen, or sorry, bottom of the pipe is at the top of the screen. I'll do some reviewing there. Watch for the report. I may mention something on the report I don't mention right now. Anyway, little tiny bit of grease buildup in the line out there, pretty minor, and the standing water is super, super minor. I want to take a closer look at that spot though, where I can see finer detail and good lighting. I may recommend some cleaning if those little stringy things look somewhat suspect, like there could be. What I noticed about each and every one that I can tell right now is that you've got a little bit of a splotch at the top of the pipe and then a little stringy thing hanging off of it. It's going back to the cave stalactite thing. I've cambered over 25,000 sewer lines. The cave stalactite thing is a common thing you see in old cast iron pipe, where you get pinholes that form in it, and then mineral deposits and rust deposits will quite literally make its own version of like a cave stalactite, a rigid little spike that hangs from the top of the pipe. This is not that type of pipe material though. This is plastic. And I mean, I think it's somewhat unlikely that you'd have a whole bunch of little pinholes like that in plastic pipe. What I think you may have going on there is just an oddity where you get some gunk at the top of the sewer line for some reason. Mildew can grow in some of the weirdest ways I can even tell you. I have seen mildew and mold growth in sewer lines that almost look like tiny little bushes. Very odd looking stuff. So sometimes if you get just enough gunk, like grease buildup at the top of the line or something like that, that has just the right mixture of organism in it, you can get some funky fungus type growth. If I see any indication that it looks like there could be some level of perforation at the top of the pipe there, I may recommend cleaning to remove that gunk from the top of the pipe there, to get a clear look at the bare pipe wall, just to make sure there's no perforations in the line there. But I'm trying to imagine what could have caused a ton of tiny little pinholes like that in PVC. There's not a lot of things that come to mind. It's just very uncommon to see. So most likely it's just some debris buildup there at the top of the line. But anyway, from a flow standpoint, getting down into the flow line area there where all the business happens, everything is going from A to B absolutely fine. The standing water is super, super minor. Not stuff I would recommend repairs on. I'll notate on the report, but it's way too minor on its own to need repairs or anything like that. So line has good flow of the main lateral, and then pending some review, right now everything looks like it's up to snuff, but watch the report. I may notice something upon review and proper lighting that it's just hard to see right now.